Hello there, friends! As I promised, I upload a news release just for you. For the first time in 2 weeks, we have no matches to discuss, literally nothing, but we sure have a bunch of reshuffles, interviews and so on. Boombl4 has finally returned to the pro scene, and that's official. Blade spilled some tea about Navi's replacements, and why dupreeh and Valde will not play at ESL Pro League. In general, I have prepared a lot of information for you, so let's get straight to it. We will start with the biggest news in every sense, which is the announcement of the new one-win lineup. Well, everything happened exactly as insiders told us a month ago. They removed Flamey and Glowing and invited Boombl4, Forrester, Nickelback to the team, and HooXi will become their coach. Now it's official and they will start their journey at the closed qualifiers for the major. In any case, congratulations to Boombl4 on returning to the pro scene. His brand new lineup looks very promising. By the way, K-Run confirmed that he was in process of assembling a new team together with Boombl4. This offer to join Virtus.pro meant a lot to me. It happened at the end of December. I wasn't even expecting to get it and was going to play in a team with Nickelback and Boombl4. There were such rumors going around and they were true. We were going to find a fifth player and assemble a team. Then I got this invitation to VP and I told the guys that because of this I had to refuse to get involved. Also, some changes happened in Ence. After being brilliant in 2022, things got significantly worse for their team quite fast. From the second place they dropped to 18th, and as the management thinks, Valde is the one to blame. He could not bring as much firepower as Spinks, who left to join Vitality, and that's why they decided to remove him from the lineup at last. Now Hinu from the academy was temporarily put in the team instead of Valde, but as different sources say, he's just a stand-in. Ence is actively looking for a fifth player, and according to rumors, nerds from Endpoint may become one of them in the future. Apparently they decided that one Israeli can be replaced by another one. And we're moving on, and next in line we have a temporary replacement in Vitality. According to information from ESL, the club registered Jax for the championship instead of dupreeh. There are no official statements yet, but according to rumors, the Dane's partner will soon have a baby, and he plans to take a long-term vacation from CSGO. That means most likely that he will miss the major in Paris. I've seen people discussing on Reddit that the CEO himself wrote about this in the chat of one of the broadcasts. Yeah, this is certainly not the most pleasant news for Vitality. It seems like they just recently have found the way to become more or less stable in their play, and bam, they have to go through such serious substitutions right before the major. Moreover, Vitality would be the public's main favorite in Paris. Zonic had mentioned in an interview that the management expected only the best results from them, because they will be like Furia at a major in Rio. Jax is certainly a great player, but it's not clear how he will fit into the squad. Perhaps, particularly because of this, the team will start playing with him already at ESL Pro League. We are waiting for the official statements from Vitality themselves. As for similar unexpected replacements, sudden reshuffles have been held in OG. Due to some unknown personal reasons, Nexa will not be able to participate in the upcoming tournaments. That means he will not be playing in the closed qualifiers for the major. A Danish player, Nico, will play instead of him. And we honestly have no answers to many questions here, like why did this happen, who is right here and who is to blame. There is absolutely no info. But I think the captain has a good reason to make such a decision. No player would just leave right before the qualifiers for the major. But this, of course, is the most unpleasant situation. It's a disaster to be left without a captain one day before the quals. Overdrive suggested that Nexa would move to Navi.
А что если Nexa в Navi?
Furia also seems to be going through some reshuffles lately. They registered one of their academy players instead of Drop for the ESL Pro League. And the last thing on this topic is that changes have also occurred in Smooya's team. He made a decision to kick Ankare and take HooXi instead of him. Unfortunately, I won't be able to play in the second qualifiers. Smooya just told me that he wants to replace me with another player, although we agreed to play the second qualifiers together. That really hurts. These were the words of Ankare, and this is what Smooya says.
What happened with Ankare, guys? Basically, I got the impression that like he's only playing for content. I feel like he doesn't really care like about doing stuff like good stuff for the team, you know? I feel like he requires or wants to play too many of the good positions. and stuff like this. And I explained to him that there's one qualifier left and I want to make it. Like, we don't need firepower from Onkyo. We need a good anchor that's just gonna play a role, okay? And that's how it is. Onkyo is good. Onkyo is an amazing player, bro. Individually, he has good mechanics. But when you have good mechanics like that, he should just be an anchor. He should play Biap's Mirage. He should play Ramp on Nuke. He should play all these positions. But he wants to play Rotator. He wants to play Connector. He wants to be second AWP. And it's just bad for the team, bro. It's just bad.
In any case, the team didn't manage to get into the closed qualifiers, and there we have a solid list which includes G2 and OG, Astralis, 1 win. In general, it's a huge number of teams, and all this will be held in a best-of-1 format, a real Russian roulette. And now I have some very useful info for you guys. Many of you might still buy games for full price on Steam Market and play CSGO without Prime, meeting cheaters in every match. And I found a solution for you. Zelenka Guru Market. Here you can find certified Steam accounts with purchased games or Prime. It's a huge marketplace, where efficiency and fairness are verified. So you can buy whatever you want with no worries and enjoy. You can trust them. They have reviews, ratings, and even a 12-hour warranty, in case anything happens with your newly acquired account. Regardless if it's EGS, Steam, or any other. The support will answer you ASAP and will return your money if anything happens. There's also a forum where you can participate in games giveaways, discuss any sorts of questions, or simply find like-minded people. You can read reviews, learn people's opinion, and ask which VPN is the best right now. That is, learn anything you want here. Just follow the link in the description and save your own money. Thanks for watching the ad, and let's continue. In case you didn't know, we had open qualifiers where anyone could participate, and today closed qualifiers started, which include teams from Valve's rating, and of course the best teams from open qualifiers, which is logical. So we were introduced to some interesting guys that made it through the open qualifiers. These are Eternal Fire, Tricked, LDLC, Into the Breach, B8, Mix Fits, the new Kyojin's team, Flasha and JW's team, Heat, Alu's team, and All Paltas team. In general, the whole list is on your screen. It has a lot of people there. I have highlighted the most interesting ones for you. And in the upcoming days, it will be decided which of these will enter the main stage of RMR. And only there we will see Navi, FaZe, Vitality, and the rest of Tier 1 teams. And after that, we will watch the ESL Pro League. In general, there's a lot of top CS ahead. But most of all, I feel sorry for Olofmeister. He, along with other legends of the Swedish pro scene, also wanted to participate at RMR, but Blast suspended him due to the fact that Olofmeister has a valid contract with FaZe, and that is against the rules. In general, these qualifiers have been simply overshadowed by all sorts of scandals. Firstly, judging by what people say, the organization was terrible. Many teams faced all sorts of lags, they suffered from DDoS attacks, and in general, a ton of unpleasant situations occurred.
Не знаю, как мы этот раунд разыграем, потому что у меня лосы, видите, пинг. Но, похоже, мы его выиграли. Да, мы его выиграли. Удивительно. Продолжаем играть. Спасибо, РМР Квала, хакеры, дудосеры. Спасибо.
Team Spirit Academy was also abruptly suspended from the qualifiers, and all because of Seized.
Вчера произошла интересная ситуация на квалификациях. Как вы помните, в конце прошлого года Valve не были против того, чтобы Академии играли на квалификациях к мажору. И вот Spirit Academy заявились для получения опыта, но благодаря твиту Сейзеда организаторы Blast решили Spirit Academy снять.
As a result, Overdrive also left a message for Seized on Twitter. Everything's fine, the Academy team will not play, now there's one less team at the tournament that will beat you. And he wasn't wrong about that. Seized's team, 9 Pandas, has failed to get to the major. But okay, let's end the qualifiers discussion, we still have a lot of interviews ahead. For example, Thorin believes that Simple isn't the world's top 1 anymore. Simple isn't the best player in the world anymore, it's just unclear who is. It took months wanna see a single year of tier 1 play to contend with Simple for the title of the best player in the world, the only player who ever deserved the next Simple mantle. Friends, and what do you think? Will Simple return to the previous level, or is it already over for him? Or maybe this is just the beginning of a downfall? Well, in the meantime, Simple himself shared some information about the person who actually messed up on the scene. Not only NPL but also Beat lacks practice and experience on the scene. He closed up and it was hard to play with him. In general, there are a lot of problems in Navi right now, and Blade told about it a little more in his interview. I think NPL played well. I even expected him to play a little worse. In the match against Heroic, we faced problems of a different kind. There was no synergy within the team in the key moments of the game. We also have a slightly weak map pool, and we didn't have time to play all the maps with NPL. I think we have done our best in this tournament. We have reached the semifinals. With such a weak map pool, it was a hard thing to do. As for NPL, he seems to play well already, but there are some other problems. I can't talk about them right now. That we also need to solve. I also do not know how strong we will become. Let's imagine the G2 is a team that was building up as a puzzle. Heroic went a long way in the same lineup. Then they replaced a player with a better one. They have already formed a system with same old composition. And our team has been going through changes. We need to work for a lot more on many things, not taking into consideration NPL. Other 4 of our players can play much better. As for Samda Young, he wanted to continue this year with some more or less long-term contract. We saw the perspectives in the young players and not in him. I don't think he has much room for growth. He may get a little better somewhere, but he didn't suit us according to his style and playing skills. Our team needs something different. It was the best option at that time. We were told that we need to get a new player as soon as possible. The tournament in Lisbon was about to start in 2 weeks and we won it. Everything is simple here. There should be no illusions. We would never take a player over 25 years of age. Of course, he would have had a chance if he played incredibly, didn't make mistakes, and everything would be fine. Of course, we would have kept him. But the organization and we as a team realized that we needed, for example, a player who will become much stronger in 2 years. We decided to give this chance to NPL, which will be able to show progress. He's a young player who is just entering the tier 1 scene. In general, that's just what Navi does. We give young players a chance. That's how it was with Bit. It could have happened with Manasi if we hadn't been dominating, but we were, so there was no place for him. Well, here's what Samda Young replied to this. If you evaluate the whole 6 months, I didn't take on my role, basically I wasn't in my positions, and I had no right to share my opinion in the team. Now I understand how important this is for me. Obviously, I wasn't playing at 50% of my capabilities, but it was up to me. Navi needed a radically different player. In a conversation with Blade, I said that there is no such player. Now we are witnessing some big changes in the team that is quite obvious. The team needs a lot more time, but this is Navi. I think they will return to their level. I really hope so. I will root for them. NPL is a good player who will have his glow up. The main thing they will need to take care of is that the whole training process has to be well built for him. That turns out to be the whole story. On one hand, Samda Young is too old and did not fit the team. On the other hand, the player himself says that he was not playing according to his role and skills. So we come to conclusion that Navi themselves were not ready for Boombl4's kick. The captain was removed and then they had to do something as quickly as possible while adapting to a new reality. But even this is not the end of all the hot interviews. Recently, Sarson told in more detail what is happening there in BIG and why he no longer plays. First of all, I'm fine. Many people thought that I was experiencing health problems or something like that, but this is not the case. There is not much more I can say right now. I recently joined an agency for players, which I would not have done if I wanted to end my career or in case of some health difficulties. At the moment, I can't say more because I had a valid contract with BIG, but I think you can guess what's going on. That's all I can say. I honestly have some problems with guessing here, but apparently everything is not so good. Maybe they had some kind of a conflict, maybe something else. We'll probably find out more in the future. And I just left a couple of news for last. Firstly, HooXi responded to all the haters by posting an explanation about that picture with the flag. First thing first, before even explaining the situations, I want to make clear that none of us supports war. Same goes for me and my team. The first photo with the flag was taken unexpectedly. What I observed was a polite guy wrapped in a flag asking for a photo. The flag was upside down when he had it wrapped around him, and I noticed an eagle-looking figure, so I thought it was a Serbian flag, which at the time had no meaning to me. It shouldn't come as a surprise to you guys that we're just a bunch of nerds that are trying our best to compete and have a good time. Political conflicts is far beyond us, and to be frank, I didn't even know Serbia was in any kind of conflict. Obviously, now after the episode, I regret that we took the picture, since the team and I would never want to be involved in political conflicts. Now for the situation in Katowice. A guy came up and asked to take a picture. This time, being at a signing session and having learned from the first episode, we were a bit more aware, and I took the decision to not take any chances with flags or any other kind of symbols that could indicate political opinion. I politely told him the situation and asked him to take a picture without the flag if he so desired. We had a lot of people waiting in the line, so I helped him by placing the flag on a desk right next to us while taking the photo. I didn't think much of it, and I still don't think anyone did anything wrong in the situation. Last thing I want to touch on is the people who are hating on the Russian players and Ukrainian players having a good relationships, taking pictures together at events and so on. Stop going after these people. They have nothing to do with what's going on, and if anything, I think it shows faith in humanity that we can see beyond that as normal human beings and still have a good relationship, because the difference is not where you're from or what you look like, but if you're a good person. I hope that this is the last time I will have to talk about this or anything similar. If you haven't heard about that, then I'll explain. The last part of the message is addressed to all the haters who started to spread toxic comments about Bit and Monacy for posting a photo together. Basically, of course, they hated Navi, the reason being their inability to explain to their players who they can take pictures with and who they can do it with. Well, HooXi is a legend, what else can I say? He did it in a short, clear and straight to the point way. Well, and the last news is that Valve has released an update and replaced the new op in it. The thing is that the creator of the skin was accused of stealing it. People have found similarities with another artist, and that artist contacted Valve shortly after they replaced the skin. Apparently they did that so that there will be no more problems, and even if you have already had it, it will automatically change in your inventory. Well, that's an unexpected situation. Personally, I like the previous op much more. Well, we're watching the closed qualifiers. I still have an interesting topic to talk about. It is an exclusive interview from Sunday Young about Simple, Blade and Navi in general. We'll leave it for the next video. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything CSGO related. See you soon.